Why don't you stay with us, Peter? It'll only be for a month or two. We're working our way back to London before the winter sets in. Goodness knows what'll happen to us all, but who's worrying now?
I'm going to London. I've got work. I'm an actor.
If you make a sound, I'll stick this knife in you. Promise you won't yell.
All right. What are you doing here, my lad?
Same as you. You're getting some sleep.
But I'm one of the actors.
Since when?
Mind your own business.
I think I'll become an actor.
You think it's easy to be such a prime actor as me?
It can't be so very difficult if you're one.
You looking for a thick ear, buddy?
No, I'm looking for work.
You're not the only one. The roads of England are strung with beggars like beads on a thread. Plus, Mr. Desmond's company's pretty full.
Don't think that in doing this, I was just playing dog in the manger. I was scared of having another Cumberland boy in the company, due to the fact that I was breaking all links to Cumberland, and I was scared that Sir Philip Morton might become known of my whereabouts.
My word, you are a little liar.
I knew that then he had been the unseen watcher that night by the roadside, that he had been close to us ever since, creeping nearer and nearer, peeping at us from hiding places. He must have known considerably more about me than was healthy.
We're winding up. They'll sell the wagons in the morning, and then him and Mrs. Desmond are off tomorrow to London.
Oh.
Well, they said I can go with them. I can ride pillion behind them, and they said they might be able to get me a spot in Shakespeare's company. They said it'd be a crime to leave me behind.
You know, he says a lot of things.
You are jealous of me, aren't you?
Jealous of you?
Okay, look, I told Mr. Desmond I'd only go with them on one condition, that they bring you.
I don't need your charity.
You know what? It's a pity you're so conceited. I rather like you otherwise.
That's what you get for messing with this. What? Dude! You're not a dude!
Well, you know now, so what are you gonna do?
Do?
Yeah, do. I'm at your mercy. You want me to tell Mr. Desmond and my acting career is over, which would leave the field pretty clear for you now, wouldn't it?
I always think I'm pretty mean.
It's not a question of meanness, Peter.
I won't tell anybody.
You won't? Thanks.
So, that's aside. What's your real name?
Well, it's Kit, but it's short for Catherine, not Christopher.
Oh, well. Makes you feel any better. I'm actually Peter Brownring.
No, I thought it was Brown.
So you've never heard of me?
No. And I don't want to, Peter, okay? Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's better for people to keep their own secrets. Well, I'll tell you something that's only fair, but promise not to ask me more than I tell you.
I promise.
I'm running away from home. For my very own good reasons. And that night you stopped and made that fire at Penrith and Kendall, I was hiding. Okay, and then I followed you, and I saw my guardian stop and search your wagons.
Your guardian?
Yeah, I got no mother or father. But I had to invent them to, you know, make up how I knew how to curtsy and all that.
I grinned. I knew I should never be jealous of Kit again. No wonder her acting had been so successful. I could tell she wasn't going to say any more just then. It was late, so we went back to the inn and had a word with Mr. and Mrs. Desmond.
This is going to take all day. You might as well have gone by river barge.
Woman standing asked why we didn't try the old fort.
Ha! It's not that deep. I've been this way before. I'll go first.
In we went, with a good deal of splashing. I heard Desmond grunt, and without knowing how, I was in head over heels. I came up spitting and sputtering. Mrs. Desmond was screaming. But of Desmond, I could see no sign. Then he suddenly bobbed to the surface a few feet away, and I saw his eyes were closed. The horse must have kicked him when he fell in. It took all our combined strength to steer him to the bank. We dropped beside him.
He's all right.
Good.
Desmond soon came round, but it proved that his leg was broken from the kick. We consoled Mrs. Desmond and then retired to a quiet space.
It was good to have finished with secrets, at any rate between Kit and me and our friend. I remember we got our copies of the script just after May Day, and a strange thing happened, which set a number of other strange things in motion. Perhaps I ought to explain that by this time we were quite well-known London characters. Anyhow, in the two theatre districts of Finsbury and Southwark, and, of course, among the courtiers and fashionable people who came regularly to see our company. That's why I thought nothing amiss when the yellow gentleman started to speak to me outside St. Paul's. It was quite usual for perfect strangers to greet us and say something complimentary. I didn't know his name, but I called him the yellow gentleman because of his yellow doublet. All slashed very fashionably in some material that must have cost a fortune. He looked a very fine person, and I was fool enough to feel quite flattered to be seen talking to him.
Mistress, quickly, I think.
He said with a smile.
And Juliet's nurse, Lucetta, and...
He rattled off half a dozen parts I regularly played.
And what are you at work on now?
I told him about Henry V. There was no secret about it, and the probable date of the first performance. He looked disappointed.
What a pity. I shall miss it. I'll be in Italy by then. Is this the script? Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Magnificent stuff. How like my luck to miss it. I suppose you couldn't spare me a copy for this evening? If I can't see it, I should at least read it.
It was difficult to refuse. Anyhow, he gave me a shilling. If shillings are as scarce in your life as they were in mine, you'd have done the same.
Idiot, country bumpkin, where does he live? What's his name?
Didn't ask.
You do need me to look out for you.
That's quite all right. He's gonna meet me here tomorrow morning around 9.
He never will.
Far away, at the other side of the house, Kit was hammering madly on the street door. From where I was, I could hear it only dimly.
What the deuce was that? Someone knocking. But who?
When you have a guilty secret, a sudden knocking on a door can be upsetting.
I'll see. Some girl, they say, attacked by a cut purse down the lane outside. She came screaming and hammering at their gate. Let's go down, shall we?
By all means. Is it all right to leave these?
Goodness, yes. There's nothing there that could hang a dog.
Then let us go and comfort the distressed damsel.
Okay.